I'm Dr. Bart Rademacher, and this is Prescription for Your Transformation: Real People, Real Conversations, and Real Success. Totally inspired by this series of Heart of Resilience. And this is part 4. And we have many more to come after this. And so I'm hoping all of those viewers listening in are being inspired by these two amazing human beings, Benjamin and Nazarene, also known as Amanda, in their mission in Africa, in the Congo, that really brings the symbolism of what it is to be part of humanity. It's the humanity within all of us. And it's that humanity that deserves to be heard, deserves to be witnessed, and creating that space where we all can connect together on equal terms and but within the diversity of all of us at the same time, where we find respect, where we find love, where we find connection, and through their art, pulling in all the magic of nature, of humanity, the best of us, so that we can become all even better. And so the story, this journey is really quite captivating, because just one of their images inspired a doctor in Hawaii to support the journey of another doctor in Kisangani, a professor there, to travel with Benjamin and Nazarene along the Congo in search of a boy with a great spirit, a great heart, a great intellect, but suffering from a severe case of rickets. And that's the disease of the bones. And with that, he would be absolutely crippled if he didn't get the help that he needed. And there's a journey of a doctor from Hawaii, Dr. Robin Rose, who took pictures of this boy and saw on the internet the mural that both Benjamin and Nazarene had painted, and immediately contacted them and offered them the opportunity to help this boy by supporting the professor from Kisangani to travel with them in search of this boy. That in fact, at the time of this recording, which is in April 7th, the boy is undergoing life-changing surgeries. And so for the viewers, the purpose of this and the mission that I have with my podcast series is to inspire you to look at the world differently than you have been. Because if the world isn't serving you today, then it's time to make new decisions and see a new way of looking at it. And that's exactly what is being offered by both Benjamin and Nazarene. So once again, the heart of resilience, that journey for us all to be witnessed, supported and inspired by Benjamin and Nazarene. Thank you for today.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you very much. Good to see you again.
Great to see you guys. And so here's the story that the greatness of medicine, if you will, is putting into effect into this little town in Mobongo that doesn't have the services, but because of all of this, inspired by you guys, that has brought this doctor to Mumbongo to perform some life-changing surgeries for some people. So please describe to us the symbolism, the essence, the story behind the two murals that you want to share.
Yeah, we have our first mural on the Congo River, and like you were saying, the connecting, the river really represents that. It's connecting us to these villages that we're bringing Dr. Boanga to, and he's starting these life-saving surgeries. And even the day before we started this mural, he had his first patient on the river, on the boat, who actually had malaria. And there's even along the river, there's been so many more things that he's done to save people's lives. It's really amazing. But this mural, you can see, is a mother with her 2 babies. And actually, this mother was inside the clinic that we're painting on, had just these 2 twins the day before. And you could see from the mural, like, their babies, they were just born. They're so sweet and so. And you see the gold on the mother showing the unconditional love and the beauty of these women that are in these tiny villages giving birth every day. You know what I mean? It's really incredible. You have the wonderful butterfly or papillon in French sitting upon the mother's heart with such grace, and really the connection of these women and their gracefulness, but also their tenacity and their ferociousness. It's really inspiring, because after the fact, actually, even the mother came to visit us while we're on the wall, and to thank us, and we got to see the babies again with their sisters, and it was really, really, really wonderful and sweet, because they were still that they're just the previous babies are so small.
Yeah. And while we were painting this mural on the right side of the baby on the right, there's a window. Inside of that window was where there was an operation going on with Dr. Didier. And what turned out to be the director of this little clinic happened to be a former student, a graduate student of Dr. Baenga from the University Hospital of Kisangani. And so it was incredible to see that his impact over the years and his commitment to medicine, wow, was sharing students that are now they're doctors all over the Congo. And here he actually created this clinic in this location that desperately needed it. And an operation was going on the table with the window. All of the intestines are out on the table, and he's just very gently putting the intestines back into her body. It was like, wow. And during which time we are sharing psychosocial support, is what creative therapy can be called in kind of the international language of service. And it was such a dream come true to be able to combine the physical medical field with the psychosocial support of providing a safe space for the human psyche to work through whatever adversity each person has gone through. And as the kids, over 100 kids, like kept creeping in closer and closer, they just wanted to be in this experience that never had happened before in their village. You could feel that the temperature actually was rising around us because there was no airflow or anything, because there was so much curiosity. And wow, what a really, really powerful experience, with the absolute embrace of the chief of the entire village. He brought out a boombox and said, "Hey, let's have some fun tonight." I brought out my fire poi, and just before the malaria came back and hit me again, with a little bit of a topping of typhoid fever after doing a backflip off the boat into the river that's full of a lot of sewage, I was able to fire dance, and Amanda was able to get her groove on. And after dark, we were able to put on a little show. And the joy, maybe we can share that video. It's like a minute long. The joy of the kids just jumping up and down and like, oh my gosh, wow, 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 wow. It just was so special that when we finished this mural the next morning, bright and early, so we could run back to the boat and not miss our ride that came once a month at the most, then we had this entourage of amazing kids and smiles and the waves goodbye, and people trying to get us to do more backflips off the boat. It was really great. It was really incredible interaction with this community, with the support of all generations. And there were a few that felt like we're foreigners, so we should have just been bringing them a bunch of gifts and money and just give that all out, because that's what they've seen. If they've ever seen a foreigner, most of the time they're getting handouts. And there was that energy briefly, but that wasn't the overall feeling that we took away from this incredible village, because there were a lot of people that within a day and a half looked at what Dr. Boenga Azarine and I were able to accomplish and share, and wanted us to stay forever. It was awesome. It was awesome. So we got on the boat, and the boat took 3 days to get to Boomba. Just enough time for me to recover from typhoid fever and malaria again. And that was perfect. And we jumped right in the car with the mayor of Boomba, who drove us with the Minister of Agriculture and Dr. Didier, Azarine, and I to the General Hospital to meet with the director immediately. I mean, it was literally like right off the boat. Let's do this. Oh wow, what are you doing? Okay, let's make it happen. It was wonderful energy from the authorities and the people alike, you know. And this is the place where we were told that we should not stop, that we could be killed. You know, we might be murdered there. We should not stop. And it was the absolute opposite. Oftentimes when people say don't go there, that's the place to be. So
Well, it's interesting how perceptions can, affect our beliefs and values and everything else. And clearly, when we are able to enjoy a new perspective, a new perception based on the arts, world gets united, and that's clearly what you guys have demonstrated. You're uniting the world through your art, but also through your hearts. And if we just start, focusing more on how can we get connected within ourselves, with our own heart and others, and love is abound everywhere. That's just a wonderful thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So tell us about what we have here, and this is an important part because this is about vaccinations, but not vaccinations for COVID, but a different type of vaccination.
Yeah, it was after a meeting with the head of the hospital. He sent us some inspirations that he wanted to really convey to the community, and the main one was the vaccination of polio, because water and sanitation is so up in the air there, that it's really important that kids get this help, this secondary help for really preventing these things like polio and typhoid. So this one is the polio vaccination that we have here. And actually just below there is where they do the vaccinations, right there on the terrace there. So not only were we painting this baby getting its vaccination, but there's actual babies below us getting vaccinations as we're painting. So it was pretty interesting. And of course we have the beautiful pregnant mother there that we've seen as a theme starting in Kisangani and moving forward. And we get to celebrate that the beautiful pregnancy and new, bringing in new life, and the flowers coming off and showing the growth of life that no matter what's happening always continues, always grows. And yeah, right, all right below us while we're painting.
Yeah, with the makeshift scaffolding with whatever wood they could come across, and on the actual mural is facing a field owned by the hospital that has a well for the community and agriculture on the hospital property, and then a main road. So this is very visible to the community. It's very important that we are just reminding everybody that our standpoint is not totally pro or totally con vaccines, that really we highly endorse and support the education of each individual to make their own best choice for themselves and their family. In this particular case, as Azarine pointed out, the sanitation, the water, there are a lot of complications with health here in this region of the world on the Congo River. And so we felt that it was appropriate to align the composition of this mural with the wishes of the director of the General Hospital, because 22 years prior, he had traveled by a canoe carved out of a tree down the Congo River to a little village to give polio vaccinations when he was just out of medical school because he was a Rotaract member. And now he actually is the president of his Rotary organization for the entire province of Shopo. And this has been the goal of Rotary International for many years, to annihilate polio, to end polio worldwide. And so it was really a beautiful connection, because without the friendship that we made with the president of 2 Rotary clubs on the Congo River, we would not have the connections that we have had, and the translations and the weaving of the medical field with the psychosocial support that we offer and share. So it really made sense. It just felt that we were in line with the mission. And as Azarine said, quite the experience to be painting about a theme that actually is physically being conducted just below us, where babies are receiving these polio vaccinations for the protection of their own development and health.
No, and once again, it's all about education, and you do that so well symbolically through the art that we see here. And what a beautiful portrayal to actually, as a physician, recognize that going to a hospital is kind of frightening. And so here you imbue a sense of calm and certainty and potential with the women, pregnant women, and the flowers. So this is amazing. So again, I want to thank you. This was part 4 of a journey of Heart of Resilience with Benjamin and Azarine on the Congo, bringing to them the symbolism of what it is to be human, our humanity at its best, inspiring others to actually look forward and how to collaborate, engage together with our voices and being witnessed with our authenticity, so that we can make this world a better place and inspire people across oceans and time, and so that we all have a better world. Benjamin and Nazreen, I really want to thank you for today once again, and I'll give you the last word.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you very much. And to receive any kind of interactive dialogue with the viewers, such a gift for us. So this beautiful message of being human together can just continue expanding. And as we serve others, we serve ourselves, we all benefit. And this is the world that we choose to manifest.
Right on. I'm Dr. Bart Rademacher, and this is Prescription for Your Transformation, Real People, Real Conversations, Real Success, the journeys of Benjamin and Nazarene, Heart of Resilience, for all of us to be inspired. Thank you, and we'll be back with part 5 next week.
Thanks for joining us on another episode of Dr. Rademacher's Prescription for Your Transformation. Continue the path towards discovering your own authentic genius by tuning in next time for more real conversations with real people.